All right, so Kings Row VOD review. This is Team Desampa Justice versus the glorious Fat Hokkaido on attack. We roll out on Zen Goats. Yep, so we have this weird comp because I believe Aiden takes an initial pot shot, but can't find anyone. Actually, I don't think he even sees anyone. And they're running quad support, which seems to be the theme for the evening. Quad support. So, okay, oops. Let's try to figure out what the point of the comp is. Okay, so this is very much goats, except this is normally diva, which is a weird substitution. So it seems that maybe they're going for more sustain. That's probably their thought process, but in actuality, you lose out on that diva, which can mitigate a lot of damage both with her body and her defense matrix. So I'm not really sure how this comp is meant to work. Like, yes, you do retain the two big damage dealers from goats, and then you have their damage assistant right here. So I get that part, but Batiste can't really follow up on much of that damage. Like, unless he's like Batiste in terms of damage is a lot like Ana, and where you certainly have the ability to output a lot of damage, but his cooldowns and his abilities don't really favor a damage dealing playstyle. So I don't know what this is for, but we'll see. Maybe we can figure out as along the way.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, I think we scout goats right there because of that sonic arrow. Okay, so we're poking up. I believe here I was trying to scout where they're going to position themselves. I thought they might have, they were doing some rotation into hotel because, like, the main core is playing back here. I thought Ryan was about to retreat, and then they would all rotate into hotel, which would be a weird strategy, like, because at this point we still think they're running goats. I don't think we've realized that they're running quad support. So, I was wondering, okay, they'll like amp through hotel and do like a flank attack or something. So we're kind of posturing, and then the call is to rotate right around the statue. Now here they're being really passive, and they're being really passive. Oops, stop it. They're being really passive, and they invest a projected bubble, which is weird because like they're in no danger right now. I mean, they're in slightly more danger now that they've invested the projected bubble. But yeah, I don't know why they've done that. Okay, so we've pushed onto point. Okay, Ankh is... Oh no, I'm discorded. That's weird. Okay, alright, what happens here? Okay, their Zarya is really pushed up. So let's see if we can punish. But she does have personal and uses it to back off. Okay. So now they're down both bubbles, and we just used... Wait, what is that? We just used projected. Onto whom? Oh, onto the Ryan. Okay, so that's good. Use that to push their front line. Okay, and that... They back up a little bit, but then they break down our Reinhardt, and he backs up. I think here our Ryan can keep being aggressive, because for some reason, neither Zens have discorded either Reinhardts, which is... usually it's a mistake from both Zens here. Like, you just want the discord on the Ryan. So, but Daft Funk here on the Ryan, because he doesn't have that discord, even though we don't have the projectile, can still be aggressive on this Ryan. Okay. The Ryan did get discord. Right there. No. Right there. Okay. So now Reinhardt's discorded. This general positioning I think is decent. The Zarya is at a pretty safe position. Maybe a little too far away because you can't quite hit. I don't think you can hit Ryan with primary fire from there. And even if he backs up, then you definitely can't. So maybe like just a little bit far forward, because then I doubt these 4 supports can really engage this Zarya unless they invest a lot of cooldowns and overextend themselves, in which then we can punish like this. Other than that, I think positioning is pretty decent. Okay, Ryan almost dies, but he gets the Discord. So now the big mistake on their team side is that, you know, he's shield up, trying to back off here, while this Zarya is behind us, and the Brig here will get caught in this corner. Yeah, so Brig gets stuck on the corner, which is, I guess it's a bit unlucky. So we punish Brig. Okay, now Zarya has invested her personal too, so they're really low on resources. And then Ryan splits into Hotel, which is weird, and he's probably going to... Oh, he pins me. Does he? Yeah, so we lose a Brig, but their Ryan is now effectively out of the fight. They have to invest in Mortality Field because they don't have shield. And from here on out, it should be a pretty easy win, as our Ryan pins their Zarya. And then our other 2 tanks can push up on their support line because the Reinhardt had pinned so far back. So overall, pretty decent engage from us. Nice pin. Okay, so here we're split because normally we keep Zen on the payload, but since the Brig was respawning, I sat on payload for a little bit as the other 4 push up. So let's see how that Zarya died. Okay, Zarya uses personal already, makes her a good target, overextends and dies. Perfect. Okay, this is a pretty risky charge considering he's discorded. I don't know if he's reacting. Oh, actually, the bubble might have been called. Okay, in that case, then, you know, go ham. But that was, I mean, pretty aggressive, but it worked, so can't complain that much. Now there's a Brig behind us, who probably took the right side or the left side from their perspective, out of the spawn. Does she die? Oh, Ock boops her back in. Nice. So that was a good boop. I don't think we would have secured the kill without it. Alright, so the main core of the team's pushed up. And I think here's where on the Brig I re-engage as well. So this is where the first, like, big fight happens. But it's good to know that our Zen is still out of the fight. Because I don't think our Zen has line of sight on anyone. Yeah, no, she doesn't. Okay, so we rally here. I mainly rally not just for the aggression, but also to try to balance out our lack of Zenyatta here. We can make it more even. So we push up, and again, a very early projected bubble, which is not good. And also a very early Immortality Field. Okay, so a lot of things are happening. So they invested early Immortality Field, early projected bubble, and now their Zarya is kind of going on this, like, solo aggression with her projected. Or when, shit. It was an early projected bubble, and now she's using an aggressive personal. Which, I don't think her team's in the best position. Like, that's not the most viable move here, because you already have Immortality Field up. So you don't need to invest more resources here. And, like, I think that's pretty bad. So, like, and here, like, look how much freedom I have to just go around. I'm, like, pretty much full. And I can go after any one of these supports, which I am faster than, and can probably 1v1 and kill. Okay. Shatter does hit 2. The Reinhardt blocks it for himself. Wait, is that 3? Is it Batista? No, it hits 2. Okay. So here, I guess this is a question of, like, which is the better target? The farther down the targets, or these guys here? And I guess if our Ryan has pin, which I believe he does. Yeah, he does. I think it's viable to go for these, the backline supports, because we know that they're coming up on their support ults here. And if you shut down one of them, you mitigate that ultimate for this fight. Oh, but Reinhardt actually just shields and backs off. Okay. Respectable. And now how did the Reinhardt get so isolated? Did Ock boop him? I think he did. Oh, he shatters. Okay. So he shatters and hits 2 after our Ryan pushes up. And okay, that's why our Reinhardt backs off. So Frank pushes in here, which I think is fine. Because again, this is a very like squishy comp. Like, yes, you have a lot of healing for tanks, but like it's still fairly squishy just because of just how low health pools these characters have, and how little sustain some of these characters have individually. Like, especially after Batiste invests Immortality Field, like, yes, even he has his regen burst, but like for himself, that's not the most. So I think this is a fine engagement. Even if you don't secure any kills, which I don't think happens, you still get to distract this core over here. Okay, so this is how the Reinhardt gets so split. He goes for a Shatter, and then he just pushes up. Then he gets discorded, and we counterpin, and we almost kill him. So Ock beats, which I think is good, because our Reinhardt was killable right there, I think. Yeah, he's pretty low. He's at 167 health on the floor. And now they also just popped Amp Matrix. So yeah, that was a good beat. So in response to our beat, they beat. I don't know if that was a response or proactive. Doesn't really matter. Okay, then we back off a little bit. And I think we backed off too much here. Like, we're still pretty healthy here. Like, there wasn't an explicit reason, I think, to go back yet. I mean, I think I called the retreat because of the Amp Matrix. So let's see if that was a good decision or not. Oh, they've also rallied. Okay. I think then backing off is fine. I mean, they've invested an offensive sound barrier, or a sound barrier that are going to use offensively, an amplification matrix, and a rally. And I guess what I think I was trying to accomplish with the retreat is that if we back off, right, we kind of lose the value of the sound barrier because it wears off, but instead we trade value with their sound barrier, which will also wear off. So effectively, right, on our team we have SB, and their team they have this one, amplification matrix, and rally. So if we back off, right, we trade these two ultimates. So then they have these two ultimates, and by backing around the corner, you get rid of this value because this doesn't really have line of sight that way, and you reduce the value of the rally because we're backing off. You could say that is the value of the rally by making us back off, but I think the Brig doesn't get as much value as she'd want because we kind of back off and stay together. She doesn't explicitly push and like destroy anyone. Okay. Okay, we use the projected bubble is there as well. Oh wait, that's even earlier. Okay, that looked like an energy bubble because he was at 40. I mean, yeah, we're in the middle of a sound barrier, so we're fairly safe. The only issue with that is just because the sound barrier is just about to run out, and now we've invested our our main source of protection for our Reinhardt. Maybe not the best choice. Like, I'm not expecting you to anticipate this graviton, but like if you wait a little more, because okay, say we look at the fight before the graviton happens. Okay, right here. Okay, so let's right now assume that nobody knows this graviton's coming on our team. Okay, so if you view this from our perspective, what should we do if this graviton doesn't come? Like, what's our plan? Okay, our plan is probably retreat a little more, let us stabilize, then we can push back even before the rally ends, just simply because we have more like power than their comp does. Like, sure, they have more healing for their tanks, but in terms of just damage and just how and synergy, like our composition offers more of that, such that we could contest a frontline push. Let me just make sure. Okay, we are recording. Okay, great. So knowing all this, you'd want to save this projected bubble for when one of two things happen. So on our retreat, if they go really aggressive and then Reinhardt gets pushed too much, or after we back up and we're going to go for the re-engage, that's when you use the projected bubble to give Ryan that extra aggression. Okay. Okay, we use a zoning bomb and a transcendence. I think that was a miscommunication because I think both of those decisions are viable. Are viable individually, but not together. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so they get no value off of... Wait, why does their Zen counter trends? Was there a reason for that? Nope. Come on. Their team's full. Oh, he uses it to save himself.
Experience tranquility.
So I guess the bomb does get value by nearly killing the Zenyatta. I'm pretty sure that Reinhardt could have blocked that for their team, though. Give me the beginning of the bomb. Yeah, like right here. Oh, barrier destroyed. Is that Hips? No, he has shield. Okay, so that is their Zen's mistake. Wait, no, he does block it. He doesn't use it to save himself. The Zen just trances. Maybe he thinks he's going to die. Okay. But yeah, this is my point of, like... Yeah, the zone bomb ends up getting value because of the Zenyatta, but I don't consider that reliable, considering that I think most teams, or most Zenyatas, won't do that in that situation. Okay, they're still being aggressive despite our Transcendence. Is that... Oops. That is their Reinhardt's Shatter, which you probably farmed off the Grav. And I don't think anyone had any idea that was coming. No. And that hits 4. Right? Yep. Okay, let's see how we respond to that Shatter. And where our Reinhardt is. No, back more, please. Okay, hammer down. Aiden doesn't have the projected bubble, so there's no way he can react to that. And I'm behind the Reinhardt, completely unaware that he has Shatter, which is my fault. And Reinhardt's too close to block it. Our Reinhardt, I mean. Alright. Unfortunate. Now, Ock doesn't get hit by the Shatter. Neither do I, but I've already exhausted... Oops, wrong team. I've already exhausted most of my cooldowns. So wait, do I whip shot him? Okay, so there I should have whip shot him. Oh, Ock just booped right there. What the fuck is going on? So he does boop the Reinhardt back. Okay, so nice. Wait, I'm looking at our Reinhardt. Holy shit. Wait, what? Oh no, he misses the boop by just a tiny bit, at least on the Reinhardt. Okay, so we missed 2 CCs. We probably could have saved Ock, because then the Reinhardt pushes into our back line. Okay. So I guess just quicker reactions from the Brig and the Lucio. Maybe could have saved that, because then Lucio wouldn't have died if I had whip-shotted him, or if our Lucio had booped him. Swapped onto the Fire Mercy triple tank, which I think is fine here. They don't have that much frontline pressure. Like they're not playing aggressively. They're playing pretty passive. Like if you view this as a GOATS comp, right, or a variation of the GOATS comp, you would expect them to be like speeding into us with their Lucio and all of that, but they don't do that. And if they're so passive, I think an Ana is enough to heal 3 tanks regularly with a Mercy just in case. Did she just use both bubbles? I think I saw both. Yes. Oh no, she just used one there, but The other one's on cooldown. Okay. So they're backing off. Oh, nice purple. Okay. So anti-heal hits both tanks. So the call here should be push on that Ryan. Who booped him back? Or did he just jump back? Did no one boop him? Oh, the hammer booped him. Unlucky. Okay, but it gets out their amp matrix, and our Reinhardt gets a little low. Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the this is like one of the strengths of their comp is that like no one really understands it. I didn't understand it during the game. I don't understand it after the game. So normally when you're doing goats versus goats, or sorry, if you're playing Reinhardt against goats, it's dangerous to go for like multiple swings with your shield down, especially when there's a Zenyatta on the field. So in this situation, I would treat this enemy composition as goats for our Reinhardt, in that you can't get that many swings off without getting punished too hard, like he is getting punished right now. Okay, their Zarya actually cleanses herself, but that is a big grav, and they don't have Immortality Field. I mean, they do, but not for very long. Okay, so they get a counter shatter, solo shattering, and grabbing a Reinhardt. Okay, so he goes for like the classic counter shatter maneuver. And also, yeah, in general, when you grab a Reinhardt, I think the first thing that should pop into your head as a Reinhardt is watch out for the enemy Reinhardt's shatter, if he has it up. Okay, so he gets solo shattered, and their Brig is all the way in the backline, but Mercy and Ana are both pocketing him, so it's fine. And he ends up dying, though. Okay. Barrage gets 2. Oh, and Frank's right here in the backline as well. Yeah, I think here, though, the optimal positioning for D.Va is, like, right here on this high ground. Like, yes, you're going to do a little less damage, but, like, you've taken a lot of damage, too. Yeah. Okay. I think I try to go for the Brig with the Barrage, but don't get anything. Oh, but then, okay, we get a nade, and then Aiden secondary fires. Okay, now Zarya should be the target. And, okay, yeah, this is fine. Actually, splitting is fine here. 2 and 2. Because, like, Zarya is very low and killable, and Zen is an easy target for D.Va and Pharah. So I think this is fine. I think there are very few select situations where target, like, splitting is viable, and that was one of them. Okay, ultimates, we have Nano Boost, Self-Destruct, Shatter, almost a Valkyrie. They have a Transcendence, nearly a Rally, nearly a Amplification Matrix, and sort of a beat. Okay, so even like so close, so early into the fight, like the Reinhardt's already kind of backing off because the shield's taking so much damage. Okay, we initiate the fight with the bomb, which doesn't find anyone, but it does get the Batiste lamp out, which is a pretty huge mistake. If we want to talk about this bomb. Oh yeah, I did use Concussion Blast. I think to try to boop someone out of the way. I think that I'm not gonna. If I end up deciding this bomb is a mistake, I can't really blame it on Frank because it was kind of like a team decision. I believe Frank was like, "Do I bomb here to initiate?" And we're like, "Sure." I think, in general, I'll have to think about it a little more and analyze more of these situations. But I think the whole bomb initiations with fights don't work that well, and if you want to make them work, it has to be later into the fight because, you know, when you talk about a team fight, you have posture phase, engagement, and then cleanup/retreat. But here, like, the posture phase hasn't, like, really even began. Like, we have a Pharah shooting at them. I think we could have pushed up a little more before that bomb came out. Lamp goes down. Who got nanoed? Our Pharah. Oh, I called that. Okay, here I think it's a big mistake not targeting the Brig. Did I have eyes on that Brig health bar? Oh, I probably did if I had looked down. Okay. Yeah, Brig, that was probably called. One rocket. even if I missed, would have finished her. Batiste ends up going down. Zen almost gets spooked off, but ends up surviving. So, okay, that is a nice shatter. Hits 3. And then from here it's clean up. Oh no, it's not. The Lucio gets a beat. Okay, so here Reinhardt should be the target. And he is. We back off, but Barrage ends up finding the Rhine, but we trade for the Pharah. Where is our Mercy during that? The Mercy disconnects just briefly. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a minor mistake. Just because I don't think she or myself anticipated the amount of focus I took there. And also, probably should have waited for the team to get aggressive more, so that I wouldn't... if they were to focus me as much as they did, they would have a much harder time in the actual fight itself. So yeah, minor mistakes on the Pharah and Mercy. Okay, they're still like kind of like pushing up, which is dangerous. Reinhardt gets solo grabbed, but he's fine. So he gets naded, but Mercy was rezzing. Okay. I mean, yeah, in general, I think that charge wasn't the best idea, but then you got solo grabbed, so like there wasn't much you can do. And is Ankh reloading, or does he lose line of sight, or does he just get... What happens here? Okay. It's probably just too much damage in addition to the Discord. But that opens them up to a big graph by Aiden, where the Reinhardt's still dead. And we kill that anti Zarya. Okay. Nice. Shatter hits 3. Okay. Actually, in trying to find something else, I found a different thing. Okay, so when you're in graph, alternate fire melee. Oh yeah, alternate fire melee for that cleave on the melee. On Zarya, I mean. Okay. Here, can anyone see Reinhardt? Wow, no one's look. Oh, okay. I mean, Isabel can see the corner of him. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this could have been scouted, and if it was scouted, Aiden could have blocked it with his personal, but it wasn't. That's unfortunate. Yeah, and then they're able to... The Batiste pushes up on our Ana, who is shattered, and there's nothing we can do, so we back off. But we end up finding... Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, we back off. Yeah, there I think the Mercy should have stuck with the Pharah. Only because, first of all, you're safe from the Brig in case she happens to like stun you mid-GA, which could be really devastating. And also, just so you can support the Pharah as well. I think we kill Brig here, because I boop her back in, right? No, I don't. Oh, I boop her too late. Was that on cooldown, or did I just mess up? Oh, I didn't realize the Brig was there. Okay, so that's my fault for probably not listening to comms. Like, I should have... First thing, I should have booped her. But too late. So that's my mistake. Okay, so yeah, here our Reinhardt can be a little more aggressive than he is. Again, triple tank. Yes, we don't have as much healing, but we have a lot more damage. I think, yeah, here it's viable for our Rhine to be a little more aggressive. Okay, we end up finding Batiste. Did he die with Immortality Field? He did. I think he was banking on... Why is he holding Immortality Field? He might be holding it either just for the sake of holding it, maybe he's projecting some ultimate, but he doesn't respect the pharmacy enough, ends up getting picked off. Okay, Brush comes onto the Pharah. I don't know if this was communicated for a Nano Barrage, but it works because in this situation, if Reinhardt turns around, I'll be able to shred the shield, and I can also kill these two guys here, no matter what happens. Okay, the Reinhardt just... Okay, they're all fucked. And then the Reinhardt just goes for a last-ditch effort as a pin, and we win that. Okay. Overall, pretty good. Capitalize well on enemies' poor positioning at times. So I think that's pretty decent from us. Just some minor cooldown mistakes and positioning mistakes that we could look to improve on. In general, though, I think our Reinhardt can be more aggressive. And I think our Zarya too can also be a little bit more aggressive with that Reinhardt aggression. And our D.Va can be more assassin-y rather than frontline-y. Just because of their quad support. They lack a lot of their backline peel. And in general, they lack a lot of backline sustain. Yeah, that's about all. Okay, so we're running Bunker Pharmacy into Goats. Oh dear. How do we lose first point? Let's find out. Okay, so the Reinhardt charges on the point. This is where Frank was like, I'll contest. But we actually call... I say, like, don't worry about it, I got it. Because if I hover here, I'm contesting. Their D.Va goes for a flank, which no one actually sees. Come on, Frank, turn around. Okay, Frank realizes it. Does Frank have his hook? He does not. Okay, so here, I understand that Roadhog's taking damage. But in general, you should stick with the Pharah just because, like... If we look at who's more vulnerable, like, yes, it's hard for them to hit Pharah, but Pharah is an easier target. But in general here, I think I should have been playing more safe. I was going for the more aggressive attack. But yeah, just stay with the Pharah, unless, like, someone's really in danger. Because we have a Baptiste who still has his immortality field. We haven't invested those cooldowns yet. And Hog also has his self-heal. We just end up destroying their lamp. And Aiden, or the whole team gets a good rotation. Aiden's able to demac. Aiden almost dies, though, to the focus. Just because we just didn't have shield on cooldown. Oh, we did. Why no shield? Okay, placed it there. Ah, so that's a mistake on whoever called this rotation. Which I assume might be Aiden. But then again, if the main tank didn't communicate it. Yeah, just in general. We need to make sure when we're rotating... Either shield is available or shield will be available. Okay, DMX the D.Va, which opens up the Pharah to do a lot of work. Oh, that pull almost kills me. Look at this. I actually want to watch this in slow motion because I don't remember how this happens. Because you pull the Reinhardt towards the Pharah. Luckily he drops shield, but if he had turned shield, that could have been dead Pharah. Because of the self damage on it. Yeah, but here's what I mean by, like, the Pharah focus fire. Like, in general, oh, you were rezzing. Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess that's the Pharah's mistake then. Okay, this is like a lot of things in which maybe you could have stuck on the Pharah and then res after. That's option 1. But then again, if I didn't call the ultimate... Okay, if the Pharah didn't call the ultimate... If I didn't call the ultimate, then it's my fault. If the ultimate was called, then you should have stayed on me a little more, then went for the res. And if the res, like, if his soul was about to die, which we can actually find out right now. Yeah, no, you could have totally stuck on the fire here. Yeah. If the ult was called. If it wasn't, then it's my fault. Frank's 1v1ing the D.Va in the back line. D.Va almost killed him there, though. Just because he was so low. Okay, so we are gonna set up with Aiden up in that window, which I think is a good idea, just because it throws them off. They might expect the same composition, or not same composition, the same positioning, and we change it up on them. Okay, so spam damage coming in. They call the rotation through hotel. So here I make the rotation, yep, to greet them at hotel. And I think this angle works pretty well because it's right on top of them. And if Ryan wants to shield Bastion, or if they want to mitigate damage, Bastion's damage, they can't mitigate Farah's as well. And actually, let me check visibility here. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty good sightlines. Like, sure, you can't hit them when they're like right here, but still, the Farah can. Here, I think I should have went for Ryan a little more. I might have been able to kill him. Like, my target parade is kind of all over the place. But he loses shield, and he instantly gets shredded. Immortality Field and Coalescence come out late. And we invest our... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, hold on. Things just kind of went way out of control. Okay. So I think that investment of tank configuration is pretty good, just because they've used Coalescence to seal the deal. I don't think the whole Hog and the Valkyrie were necessary at all. But then again, tank doesn't really have a voice line, and if Aiden didn't call it, then no one actually knows. In which case, the whole Hog would have been a viable choice. Okay, so again, this is one of those things. If Aiden called it, then it's mismanagement ultimates. If Hog didn't call it, then it's... Or if Aiden didn't call it, then it's Aiden's fault for not calling the ultimate. And then, yeah, we don't need the Valkyrie at all. Because Valkyrie is, like, great in this comp as a defensive ultimate when they start using theirs. Because that's really all we have in terms of defensive ultimates. Unless you count, like, a barrage. You can use barrage to mitigate aggression. But also something else to mention there has to do with winning the fight too quickly. So actually in that case, it's possible to just invest no ultimates and kill them slowly. They've invested Immortality Field and their main tank is dead. Just because we have fairly ranged damage and they don't have a way to block that, especially with the Reinhardt dead. And if we extend the fight... Actually, no, we're already full on ultimates. Scratch that. Yeah, never mind. If we were down on ultimates, though, it is in our best interest to prolong fights to get that charge back. But we were up in the ult economy, which we are no longer. Okay, so they rotate into hotel again. This time we have a different angle, which actually has better sightlines on hotel, which is the funny part. Do I die here because I go for a stupid barrage? Let's find out. Okay, so they're doing that same thing where they hug the wall. Amp Matrix comes out a little late. If that had come out earlier, I think it would have been better. That D.Va should have died there. Okay. What? Why did I do that? Okay. I think I was ready to barrage prior to the actual coming out of the... coming out of the actual Immortality Field. So by then I just was like, oh, let me hard commit to it, even after the field came out. And it does destroy the field. Okay. But yeah, also, like, the thing is, this happened with Isabel too, where, like, the Mercy was on damage boost the entire time, and then the Pharah ends up dying. I mean, I think that's just a bit of an awareness thing. Like, yes, that wasn't the greatest barrage positioning, but it is possible to compensate for that mistake a little bit, just in being aware that Pharah could die. If that makes sense. Actually, I think... Okay, so, thinking about this Amp Matrix again, if you had used it earlier in the fight when they were still kind of moving on to the point before they were hiding, I think that would have been good. Or another option is the entire, like, bunker just rotates down here, and you set up here, you Amp Matrix, they don't really have any immediate cover, and you just shred them. But that's kind of like a pre-planned thing, so... If you were to organize that plan, that would have been good, but that's difficult mid-fight. Okay, that's a nice pull. But I don't believe that pull was called. Yeah, this is what I was meaning about the whole dropping down thing. Yeah, he responds with an Immortality Field, but a little bit too little too late for them. But Frank ends up getting picked off because our shield is destroyed. Okay, does the Reinhardt just shatter? That probably wouldn't have this. Good target priority. Good focus on that Zarya. Okay, as soon as that immortality field's placed, I would just turn around and shoot at this flanking Reinhardt. Yeah. Because he's the only one without the immortality field. Like, one shot from the Bastion. Bastion does 205 damage each hit. With that supercharger buff, you're hitting near 300 damage, because I think supercharger is not 50%. I think it's less. No, it is. No, supercharger is 50%. Okay, so you're hitting 300 damage per shot. In addition to the other people there, probably could have killed Ryan pretty fast. Okay, we switched on to Dive E comp. I asked for Lucio here instead of Zenyatta just because I don't think Zen has the ability to follow up on dives to follow the tanks here. Because we don't need like, only because Zen might get run over by goats. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake calling for Lucio. I just thought Lucio was the better pick here. Ooh, Aiden gets a pick on that Lucio. Let's see that. Oh, he's really... Oh, threading the needle. Damn. Okay. I think this is decent positioning. Because there's no real other good position unless he goes for like a really ridiculous flank and comes up here. But then he might be in danger of that D.Va contesting him because there's no real good escape lines from that angle. So yeah, nice. Okay, we invest the bubble there. Why? Okay, I don't like this from the Winston. Because here, like, this is, like, I think this is a pretty big mistake of many Winston players who especially play Reinhardt. This is what I call, like, playing Winston as Rein. Because, like, this whole thing, like, the positioning, the usage of the bubble, it's very Reinhardt. Like, you engage the front line with your cleave weapon, which in this case is a Tesla cannon. And then, you know, both front lines push up and then you put your bubble down. I think that's a very, like, Reinhardt type of thing, but you're not playing Reinhardt, of course, you're playing Winston. So all you're doing here is just playing Rein, but less effectively, because you don't have a hammer. And the shield, now your bubble is on this huge cooldown, which we could have used for potentially a jump here or even here. Anything to get past the front line. Because once you jump past the front line, it opens up angles for the far to get spam into the back. They use both bubbles in response, which is kind of odd. But yeah, we play way too pokey into goats and like way too frontliney. Frank goes for a push, but it ends up going on his own. But I got a flank barrage, which does DMAC the D.Va. Places immortality field, but instantly gets shredded. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Tanks were a little out of order. But yeah, like, this positioning is a little... I think it's fine. Like, a good position is, like, if you go right here, because you can spam onto goats without being able to be contested that well. And this positioning, the issue is that you can't actually get any value with your Tesla cannon, so it forces you to actually do something. Okay, their D.Va tries to push up, but Frank kills their Zarya because their Rein is overcommitted. All their tanks are overcommitted to the Pharah. Oh, Aiden hits a headshot. Nice. So Zarya overextends because Zarya doesn't realize the team is focusing on Pharah right now. Ak pops the Valkyrie, which I assume is offensively. Okay, that's a fine Valkyrie. Only because we haven't necessarily won this fight. Like, yes, we've picked off Zarya, but eh. Okay, Frank gets demeched because of that Ant Matrix, I assume. Yeah, no boosters into an Ant Matrix. That's a bit unlucky. Okay, they end up bombing, which catches Frank. Yeah. Okay. Their diva bomb for mech as well. I believe she did.
Helden sterben nicht. Nerf this.
No, she just bombed. Okay, that was weird. But when they bomb, this is their signal to be aggressive. But Reinhardt kind of sits there and shields a little bit. Like, if he shields hop forward, he could have gotten value. Where's our Winston? Okay, again, the Winston engaging in the front line, not great. Just sticking back more to get that engagement. On easier targets is much better. Ak ends up going for the res, which is fine. The only issue is that the Winston doesn't get much support, but then again, he shouldn't be there in the first place. Okay, Winston gets punished. And from here, it should be a reset. Yes, it is. I'm hitting myself quite a lot. This is where I was thinking about getting a barrage, and the issue is I lose a lot of altitude, and I probably maybe could have gotten the Reinhardt. But again, yeah, see? Okay, Winston again engaging on the front line is not what you want to do. Like, just even if you jump up here, like, this is a good position, like, similar to this diva positioning. Just either here or here, preferably here, though. Allows you to get in poke damage without really being at danger. And now you are at danger. In danger, sorry. And, like, another advantage of this position is that it allows you to soft engage by just jumping down. With your jump, like, jumping down and keeping your cooldown on your jump pack. So you can engage here, and then when you feel like you want to commit more, like because there's a target low or whatever you see, you just walk down to engage further, to commit more, and then when you're about to die, you jump back onto the high ground, or even back further. So Frank goes to contest this diva, which I think is fine. And we should be able to get her out. Nice. Now, but they've also invested their immortality field. And did our Winston is primaling. Okay.
Justice reigns from above.
Okay, so the one mistake I think I make, because I don't think I called this a barrage, is that usually a lot of DPS ults don't work well with Winston's primal, just because you end up knocking out all the targets. Like, this is not the Winston's fault, because I don't think this was called again.
Justice reigns from above.
I try to get the Batiste. Oh, all the targets end up backing around the corner, but still, I think that was my mistake. I was also too far back, allowing the targets to retreat. But Primal ends up kind of forcing the disengage because they get knocked back so far, and it splits the Zarya too. What was that? Oops. Was that our bomb? That was our bomb. Why did that bomb happen?
60 seconds remaining.
Nerf this.
Oh, it was meant to fly through. Unfortunate. Even if it did fly through, though, against the Batiste, maybe it would have DMAC Diva. Probably not, though. Only poke damage on her. Yeah. Too ambitious. A little too ambitious. Okay, they Ant Matrix to push us back, but they lose Batiste for it. But I should mention, the one good thing about the bomb is it does get out the Ant Matrix. I mean, fuck, it gets out the Immortality Field, but I don't think that's like a good trade, mainly. Oh, Lucio kills Aiden. Oh, if that through the Ant Matrix. Aiden is full health. Aiden's half health just due to poke. Okay, unlucky. But then again, I don't think that's respecting the Ant Matrix enough, especially as Widow. Like, you're a still target. Nice res though. Though here, oops, why is this closed? Here, on the Pharah, knowing that this res is happening, assuming it was called, should have pulled back here so that Mercy can tether. So, positional mistake from me. Bubble comes out pretty early, which I don't think, again, we needed. And this opens up the shatter, but Isabel, how did you get that off? Nice amp. Probably sees the shatter. Ooh, I would say gets pretty lucky. Happens to jump off the payload as soon as the shatter comes out. If that was predicted, then that's huge brain. If it wasn't, then you're very lucky. Either way, gets off the beat. Hits all 5, everyone here. Oh, that is so unlucky for Ak. Ah, that's so unfortunate. Bomb probably gets a lot. Yeah. So barrage ends up happening, not knowing that it's a huge grab bomb combo, which is also my fault for not being aware of the situation. But yeah, that was probably our worst play to there. Starting with the Widow pick, onto the wasted bubble, onto the Lucio getting really lucky. I honestly though, also that Valkyrie, I understand that you're unlucky to get dragged in the grav, but even if you weren't in the grab, I think it should have come out a little later. Just because like we have the sound barrier on. So if you wait until that wears off and then you continue the momentum with that Valkyrie, that would have been a little better, I think. They use projected. Oh, okay. I booped the Ryan into us, which I think is fine. Because like, look where he is. And like, look where our team is in order to engage him. So Reinhardt, a D.Va, and a Pharah collapse on that Rhine. He gets to half. We don't end up getting the finish. I think. Oh wait, is that due to Aiden hitting him? I think so. Come on, replay viewer. Did it break? Nope. Okay. I think he hit Zarya there. How did Ryan die so fast? Only one way to find out. Which is the replay viewer working and not taking a year. Okay. He's full. Oh, he gets hit by he gets hit by 2 direct Pharah hits. Okay. And from there, they have to back off. So, yeah, the boop from the Pharah ends up putting him in, and then it gets, on the retreat, he gets hit by 2 rockets. Our D.Va gets D-maxed. Oh god, why does it take a year? Now I can't even go back and rewind and make things easier for myself. Oh, he gets stunned there. I swear I saw a stun. Okay. Fuck it. I'd assume you just overextended a little bit. Which is their signal to be aggressive. Then again, they just use both bubbles without the engagement really beginning, which is awkward. Okay, Valkyrie, I think that's a pretty good one. Kind of balances out our the whole D.Va mech situation. Here, I understand that normally Immortality Field means backup, but look where it is. Push past it. There's no need to hide behind the cart. Because now you allow them to get value off of it. But what are they doing? Like, they're just standing here. Like, they've invested Amp Matrix and Immortality Field, and they're not going to advance yet. Okay, now they finally start moving. Bomb comes out at a good time, ends up catching Zarya. Nice. And breaking that shield. That was a really good bomb. First of all, splits their entire team. They're in every which direction. And then does it right on the end of the Amp Matrix. What the fuck? Oh, clutch shield. Actually, he goes too far. Isabel, he was running away from Isabel. Oh no. And the Reinhardt gets a shatter, but he blocks it. Wow. Nice. So, I mean, on paper, good Ryan play because you blocked the bomb, then turned around for shatter, but you were running a little too fast trying to block people who didn't exist. Okay, oh, that was risky. He's gonna die. Yeah. A little too ballsy. Yeah, we could have won it right there if Reinhardt had shielded the Lucio. But in general, I think that was pretty good Ryan play. Blocking bomb and then shatter. Okay, so how is our team positioned? I think this is, yeah, again, the Aiden Ninja crossfire of right and left. D.Va tries to contest high ground, but she gets D-Mac'd because of it. And from here we have a Fire Barrage, and they have a D-Mac D.Va. I hit, oh. F7. God damn it. It's so close to finishing. Just stop breaking. Okay. Okay, so D.Va gets D-Mac'd. I don't know why she didn't use DM there. Batista's up here. Oh, he gets hit with it. Oh, damn. Okay. So he gets hit with a direct. And I think, yeah, Aiden had a shot lined up for him as well. So he was fucked. Because, like, he's trying to help the D.Va here on the high ground. Who even, I think he can even heal her maybe from, like, down here. So, yeah, he ends up getting right into a Widow and a Pharah. D.Va's on the high ground. Barrage comes in the flank. Kills the Moira. Destroys the Rhine shield. And forces him to turn around. And yeah, from there it's GG's. Alright, nice. Yeah, like, they made a lot of mistakes, but, like, normally that's not, like, a great time to do a VOD review because you want to see the mistakes you made. But I think it also shows us, like, some of the things we did well in capitalizing on their mistakes, but we also did make quite a few mistakes there as well. So yeah, go to game overall.